Premier Sports Talk, Double P. Got Kevin Stefanski and DeionSanders. Live game presser reactions and thoughts after the game. And I will drop my comments either throughout this press conference or definitely afterwards. Enjoy. Do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up. Drop your comments in anywhere during the feed.
Jordan. Okay, like we talked last night, really proud of those guys in that football game to be in that fight for 60 minutes and come out on top. Some really great efforts in that game. Some guys stepping up into roles that they haven't played in previously, which I was really proud of those guys as well. So need to build off of it. Wanted to split that series with the Steelers last week. We have an opportunity to split a series with the Bengals this week, so that'll be our sole focus. With that, I'll take any questions.
Drop your comments. Hit that thumbs up for me. Push this video feed out.
First question goes to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, you got any injury updates on Harold or Wyatt or even Carson?
Yeah, nothing. All are rehabbing, all are progressing. Can't rule anybody out just yet.
And then I saw your locker room speech. Just why were you so impressed with what Carson was able to do fighting through that injury?
Yeah, I just think, I watched it during the game and making plays and pushing himself and trying to get loose in between series and that type of thing. And, just it's a emblematic of the effort out there. And I appreciate that. And I think it speaks well about him. It speaks to his teammates as well.
Thanks.
Okay, next we'll go to Chris.
Hey Kevin, I just want to ask you about Shedeur, and when you went back and watched the film, what was some of your biggest takeaways, especially with some of the throws, like the one pick that back across the field, and the throw to Herbig that Herbig nearly picked.
Yeah, I think the big message for all players, and definitely at the quarterback position, is to learn from every single play. There are plays where you have to tip the cap to the defense and recognize, they're in the right coverage or they made a play. There's other times where you let it rip and you see the right coverage and you're playing on time. So I just think there's so much to learn from. Obviously, the two giveaways, we can learn from both of those plays. They tipped the ball and got lucky. The first one, we can live to play another down on the second one. And again, just those are all plays where we have a young player that will learn and get better from those plays.
Also, you lose Harold early in the game. How much do you think that might have impacted Shedeur a little bit? And knowing that Harold's been such a consistent guy for him to target during his time as starter.
Sure, obviously Harold's a big part of our offense, and definitely a player that Shedeur trusts with the football. We trust all our guys that are out there, and we made adjustments through that game without having Harold for the majority of it, but there's definitely a comfort level with Harold and the quarterbacks.
Thanks.
All right, next we're going to Barry Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, I was going to ask about Shedeur too. So just wondering, where do you feel like he has shown the most growth since he first stepped on that field against the Ravens that day?
Yeah, I wouldn't get into specifics, Mary Kay, other than to say, we work very hard in this building on player development at all positions. And for quarterbacks, like we've talked about all season long, there's always going to be ups and downs. And we just have to learn from each one of these opportunities. So I think yesterday was a great learning opportunity where there's some really high level stuff out there. There's opportunities for a couple other plays that we can do a little bit differently, but it's also, an effort to go out there and beat a good football team at your place and get a win. And, you never want to lose sight of that with quarterbacks young and old. You want to put your team in a position to go win the game.
And as he heads into this final start out of these 7 games that he had, is there one particular swing thought that you're going to give him that he needs to go out and show you in this final game that might really elevate himself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm probably not good at giving swing thoughts. You don't want swing thoughts from me, Mary Kay. But yeah, there's for him when it comes to things that we're looking for him to improve upon. I think Coach Musgrave, Coach Reese do a great job with all positions, but in this case, the quarterback position of we're looking to improve upon this week, and sometimes those are very specific individual type things, whether it be footwork or ball placement on certain routes, operation, want to be better in this area at the line of scrimmage, all those things. I think you get great development and progress when you're specific about what you're looking for. So that happens really every week for our players.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff.
Hey Kevin, when you think about coaching, you think about X's and O's, play calling and all that. But what is the formula for getting these guys to keep playing hard when you were 3-12 before yesterday?
Yeah, Jeff, it's just we keep the focus on what's in front of us. I appreciate this group. Like I've told you guys, they've done everything I've asked them to do going back to the spring. I know what the results are, but I also know how these guys have worked. And that's just what we're about. We're about putting in the work and then going and competing like crazy on Sundays.
Is that a skill as a coach that you learn as you progress through your tenure?
Yeah, I'd put it back, Jeff, on just having the right players in the locker room that understand how important this game is.
All right, thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Tony.
Yeah, hi. Kevin, two questions. The first, do you agree with Miles, after watching the film, that the Steelers were overly concerned with him setting the sack record?
I can't get into that specific, Tony. I would tell you Miles and his ability affects every opponent's game plan, every single opponent that goes into the game. I promise you, on Wednesday morning, they have a picture of Myles Garrett and they say, we can't let this guy wreck the game. That's what every offense does. They call them game wreckers. You identify the guys that make those disruptive plays. So he's the focal point of every offensive game plan going, from the beginning of time.
And Kevin, after two frustrating seasons here, do you wish to continue beyond this season as Browns coach?
Yeah, as you can imagine, my sole focus is on this game versus Cincinnati, but I also would tell you I'm privileged to have this job.
Okay.
All right, next we'll go to Joe.
Kevin, just following up on Tony, have there been discussions the past week or any indication on how things might shake out after the game next Sunday or Monday?
Yeah, I understand the question, Joe. I never get into those type of discussions. All I care about is finding a way to go 1-0 this week versus the Bengals.
Okay, and then just on this rookie group, I know we've talked about them a ton, but in terms of the group as a whole, what they've accomplished, and because I think you guys are on track for rookies leading in passing, receiving, and rushing. That's only happened one other time in the Super Bowl era where rookies have done that on a team. Have you been around a group with the Vikings or other teams that have had an effect on a team like this?
Yeah, I don't know that there's, you look around the league and you look at different rookie classes and, I know that there's always special groups that get pointed out after the fact years from now. My biggest thing, Joe, that I would tell you is just the way this group approaches the game. They don't approach it like rookies. This is not a group where I've had to be chasing around the building to get them to do something or their focus is not where it needs to be. This is, forget how good of players they are. This is as diligent a group of workers that I've ever been around. And I think that's a testament to these players. I think it's a testament to Andrew and crew identifying these players. I think it's a testament to their coaches and how they develop them. But at the core of it, this is a group that loves to work, loves to compete, loves to be out there with their teammates, and is willing to do anything that they have to do, or anything that the team needs them to do in order to win.
Just one more following up off of that. Was there a time like during rookie camp, mini camp, or training camp when you could tell this group would be as special as it has been?
Nothing comes to mind, Joe. But again, it's having been around different rookie classes. There's not usually this level of maturity right away with this group, especially considering we had two guys when we drafted them that were 20 years old, and they just have not handled themselves that way.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, next over to Cam.
Kevin, you mentioned the development of guys. I talked to Andre Schmidt last night, and he said that he thinks he's come a long way in that development, and credited you and Bubba and the special teams unit. What have you seen from him? I've asked about it before, but what have you seen from him from that week one and those early season struggles, and to now where he's been consistent for you in weather, in high pressure situations and long field goal attempts? How has that development really taken shape over these past several weeks?
Yeah, I think that's taken shape really over the longer run than that even, Cam. Just he had a really strong spring and summer, and I know you're not playing games yet, but then this season he's been consistent. Obviously, I know he's had a tough first game like a lot of young players do, but confidence comes from demonstrated ability, and I've seen it in practice. I've seen him, what he's capable of. So my confidence in the player hasn't wavered. Also recognizing that that's a hard job and you're not going to be perfect at that job. So when you have a young player that is committed to playing, to kicking well for your team, you understand there's going to be ups and downs, but you also get to watch him work. You get to watch him in practice, and really that's where the confidence comes from.
So many of the guys in the locker room yesterday kind of praised him for that development and for his commitment to his process. And it feels like that's been maybe across the board in other positions too, through some adversity and through struggles this season. What does it say about this locker room that through all of this, if these guys are so supportive of each other, so vocally supportive and supportive, in their actions on the field as well?
Yeah, I think that's just a locker room, Cam, that cares about each other. We have a bunch of good teammates on this team, and sometimes you got to pick your teammates up off the ground. Sometimes you got to push your teammates. You got to be there in a bunch of different ways to, get the best out of each other, and that includes supporting your teammates when you're going through something. And sometimes it's on the field, sometimes it's off the field, but you got to be there for your teammates.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to Mary Kay.
I don't have anything to say.
All right, last one from Scott.
Hey, Kevin, another question on the Shedeur interception to Jerry. After the game, he said, he just wants to give his guys a chance, right? Give him a chance to make a play. So is it just a matter of knowing when it's the right situation to do that?
Without a doubt. I think, that's the big thing with playing the quarterback position. There's going to be plays that are right on the border of, you're trying to make a play. You don't want to press, but there's some throws that you see in the NFL. I can think of a few, that I saw yesterday where that's a fine line between, hey, are you forcing that ball? Are you trying to make a play? So again, that's all, to me, those are all learning moments for Shedeur, where there's going to be times, and there were times in that game where he made plays, off schedule. Just understanding, when it's time to live to fight another day on a second down and get us to a third and manageable. Those are all, to me, plays that just add up as you add more of these games to your repertoire, and then they add up in terms of your decision making in total.
Thanks.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, I know we got Dylan Sampson, the running back number 22, and Carson Schwessinger, the running back that was hurt in that game, but stayed in the game and fought through it and played. The biggest takeaway I took out of Kevin Stefanski's talk is that the media up there in Cleveland's getting really direct and bold. They ask him, does he want to still
All right,
be
Dylan, you
there?
got us?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And he stated
All right, if you guys
yes.
have a question for Dylan, raise your hand and we will call on you.
This is Dylan Sampson.
All right, first question.
Dylan
for
Sampson,
Dylan.
running back number 22. came back from a hand injury.
How'd the hand feel, and how was it getting back out there?
It felt good. We took measures to kind of, go out there and protect it, but everything went well. Came out the game feeling healthy. Felt good, get my feet back under me and kind of slowly start working my way back into the game.
For you to close out this rookie season at home with a win in a rivalry game, what did that mean to you specifically to be a part of that?
Yeah, just like I said, being able to just go back out there and, try to impact this team in a positive way. I never take, playing this game for granted, so anytime just going out there, being able to just play this game and then getting a win against a division team like that, that's the way you want to end it, regardless of how, the season has been. That's the way you want to end it at home.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Joe.
Dylan, what's it been like being part of a rookie group that's accomplished so much? You guys have a competition among each other to see who can outdo the other, or, just how close of a group is it?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's like no competition, but, we just all push each other. It is unique, how many of us are, I guess, contributing to this team. But it's not even something like we think about at this point in the season. It's just like we playing ball, going out there, getting better, trying to wrap this season up, and just continue to making strides and growing in this league. So, I think we just all push each other. We just go out there and play for one another.
Just with the group during mini camp and training camp and everything, could you get a sense among the group that you guys could accomplish as much as you have this year?
I'm not much of a person that looks, kind of too much into the future. I'm really a day-by-day type of person. So, obviously, there were plays being made by, our class, the whole mini camp, but the whole camp, preseason and stuff like that. But, you don't really know those things until the season comes, until the plays have to be made. And plays have been made this season, so it's just fun to see, and fun to be a part of it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, next we're Joe.
Hey, Dylan, can you, obviously this is your first year seeing the Steelers, but can you think about going back to college or even high school, a big rivalry, game that you played in, so you could kind of identify what Browns fans thought about yesterday?
I guess I just go back to Alabama, third Saturday, October, it was always a rivalry. Whoever won that game was smoking cigars, so, the supporters, the fans, everybody was behind that game. So, it's almost like a sense of that. So, I could kind of relate in that sense, and I understand, what it means, when they talk about the Steelers and the Browns playing.
So did you win some of those games versus Alabama? No?
Yes, 2 out of 3 of those games. I won 2 out of 3 of those games.
And what kind of game did you personally have in those?
More specifically, my final year, my last year, we won at home, and I had 2 touchdowns, over 120 yards, something like that. I don't remember the exact stat, but I know we got the double.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, next one, Mary Kay.
Yeah, Dylan, just wondering, before his first start in Las Vegas, Shedeur said he wanted to show the Browns that he's who they're looking for. Just wondering, in what ways do you think he has done that over these past 6 games?
I just think he continues to, just fight for this team. I think he's showing continued, improvement week in and week out. And, obviously I think he has a natural leadership about him that he's, continuing to connect with the guys. But he puts his all out there on the field. He extends plays, he makes plays, but like I said, it's just fun. It's exciting to see our rookie class out there contributing, Obviously, we're not the one who makes decisions and this and that, but I'm going to be pulling for him like I'm pulling for everybody else who I got drafted with.
Thank you.
Okay, next we go to Spencer.
Hey Dylan, we saw Kevin's speech after the game and him giving Carson the game ball, given his efforts of playing through sort of an injury there and go and playing every single snap. Just how much is that effort from Carson, inspirational for you guys? I mean, I know he's just another teammate to you guys, but like, how much does that really set the tone for you guys as a rookie class, but also this entire roster?
I mean, I think you got a lot of people on this team who are kind of cut from that same type of cloth. I mean, you're never going to be healthy in this game from the first day of training camp, So once you step foot on the field, first day of training camp, you kiss it goodbye, So I think Carson just embodies, and continues to, he's the green dot on defense. He's a rookie, but he's a leader out there. So him just giving his all, every single play, that's something you want in a teammate, like, I know those guys on defense, like, they got Carson back because they know, he got theirs. And, we feel the same way offense, just seeing your teammate go out there, when they know they're not 100%, putting it all on the line. It's many teammates, that we got in this locker room doing that right now, So it's just nothing but respect for it.
And then Joel kind of talked about, these wins mattering, and especially for you guys as young guys, getting that winning feeling and trying to sort of build a culture and sort of set the tone for the future of the organization. How much pride do you guys as a group, especially as a rookie class of this team, sort of take pride in do you kind of get the feeling that you guys are supposed to sort of be establishing and building this culture moving forward, and that these wins kind of contribute to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a rookie class coming in, that's what you want to expect. That's what you want to do. You want to, go in there and impact the culture in a positive way. I mean, obviously, we just got here, so like, regardless of how the season is going, like, no matter if we in the playoffs or not, like, we're not going out there on that field to go and lose. Like, we're trying to win every game. So to be able to be in that game yesterday and win at home and win against a division rival like that, I believe that builds, fuel, that builds steam, just heading into next week and heading into the offseason and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it just boils down to, like, individually, what do each of us care about? Why we started to play this game in the first place, So you can look at the circumstances and they're not that favorable, but we signed up to play this game and to give our all for it. So I think that's what we did yesterday, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Thanks.
All right, we'll do two more. First one from Scott.
Hey, Dylan, I got another rookie class question for you. Kevin said that he thinks one of the things that separates you guys is the work ethic. And, he never has to chase anybody down, and he knew right away that you guys all had that in you. Did you notice right away? And how important is it to you that you came in with a group of guys that feels the same way like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did notice right away. I mean, from the first moment we got in here, it was a group of people like who was always in the building. Nobody had to chase us down. We knew it was business. We knew what it was, and we knew what we came here to do. So you can see this rookie class, from the undrafted to the drafted, like, we was always in the building getting extra work, extra film, whatever it was, in some type of way, to be ready for the moment, So I think that just goes without saying.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go back to Joe.
Dylan, just question off the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry. I'm sorry to bring up a bad memory here, but at the end of that Ohio State game, playoff game, there was Seth McLaughlin on the Ohio State sideline smoking a cigar because he went to Alabama. Does that show kind of the depth of that rivalry and how seriously people take that?
That was news to me. You just told me something new. I didn't even know that.
That went viral. That went viral because McLaughlin was injured and he was smoking a cigar like with 2-3 minutes left in that game.
I couldn't even tell you. I didn't even know that was a thing. So thank you for the information. But yeah, I guess he took that serious, and it is a part of that rivalry,
Okay, thanks.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Dylan.
Thank y'all. Have a good day.
All right, that was Dylan Sampson, the backup quarterback Number 22, rookie from the University out of Tennessee, doing good things. So just to give you a recap, Kevin Stefanski continued to speak highly of ShedeurSanders, told him yes, there were some plays that he needs to know when it's quote unquote, well, for lack of better words, I'll say, know when it's the right time to go for it and try to force a throw, and know when to throw it away and live to fight another day. There was a throw in that game where ShedeurSanders made a horrible throw to Jerry Jeudy. They was cooking, but then there was a throw that Shedeur threw to Jerry Jeudy, the left-hand side of the field. I guess he thought he was throwing to Travis Hunter because in Colorado, Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winner, that played with him in Colorado, Shedeur could throw that ball up, and 9 times out of 10, Travis Hunter went and got that ball. That was not the case with Jerry Jeudy. There was an interception, but the Browns pulled out a win. Congratulations to every diehard Brown fan. We heard from the Browns media, with there only being one game left in the season, they're being more direct. They're acting like piranhas up there, and they're asking Kevin, has he talked to management as far as his future with the Browns? They asked him, does he want to be there? Kevin Stefanski's typical response when they ask him those questions is he's only focusing on going 1-0 and beating the Bengals coming up. Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, stated even before the beginning of training camp is that he's on camera stating that 3-14 wouldn't cut it. Well, with that upset of the Browns beating the Steelers yesterday, they're not 3-14. They won their 4th game with a possibility of winning their 5th game this year, which would help Kevin Stefanski a great deal more if they can pull off that win next Sunday. I just found out before I got on here is that the last 3 games that the Browns played, the Bengals, they lost all 3 games. So they got another tall task ahead of them. But do me a favor, whenever you watch this feed, the ask is that to help it get pushed out in the YouTube algorithm, hit that thumbs up, drop your comments. I will reply to them. I'm the host, Double P of Premier Sports Talk. In 2026, I'm switching all my new live content collaborations on my new channel that I already launched. It's called Premier Sports Media for You. It's down in the comment section of this video. If you could go and tap into that channel, I would greatly appreciate it. YouTube does not allow you to go live until there's 50 subscribers. So I got over 3,800 subscribers because of everyone that subscribed to Premier Sports Talk. You've been such a blessing, and I cannot express the appreciation and the gratitude enough for each and every one of you who have subscribed to Premier Sports Talk. Premier Sports Talk is not going away. I just need to transfer all live video collaborations and long feed videos to the new channel. Premier Sports Talk is typically 80% comprised of people that like short video posts. So that's why I created a new channel. I hope you be a blessing. Drop your comments. I need to know what NBA team you like, what WNBA team you like, who your college basketball teams are, who your favorite NBA teams are, who your favorite players are, because on Premier Sports Media for You, I'll be covering everything, not just football. I'll be covering everything: baseball, basketball, NBA college, WNBA in college, baseball. I love sports, and I want to go next level, and definitely want to be doing live on-camera collaborations. I really enjoy those. So do me a favor, be a blessing. May you have a joyous and prosperous new year. Again, hit that thumbs up. Drop comments, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter what you put in there. Thank you for being a blessing. I'm Double P at Premier Sports Talk with the new channel for 2026. Premier Sports Media for You is down in the comments. And then when I close out this live feed, I'll drop a link in it too. Or you can just type it in at Premier Sports Media for You. Thank you for being a blessing. And I'll see ya when I see ya.